The church miracle the fish and bread. This phrase was mentioned in the four books with the four disciples of Jesus. The only miracle was mentioned by the four books. In here, Jesus was coming out of the water in the evening with the disciple. When they started arriving to the shore, there was many people following him. The disciples went to Jesus and said, "Lord, please send them home. We have nothing to feed those people." And Jesus replied, "What do you have?" They said, "There is a boy have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish." He said, "Bring him on to me." He took the fish and the bread. I will show you as we go into the church where the altar is, where actually Jesus stood and blessed the bread and the fish. And he says, look at the fish and look up to heaven, prayed and asked the Lord, and he gave it to the disciple to feed it. The people were sitting in group of 50s and 100s. They got the bread spread over, then they got the fish, pray over it, bless it, and give it to the people. There was 5,000 men, plus children and the women. After they all ate, Jesus told them to take the leftover. There was 12 baskets left. The 12th basket is the 12th tribe of Israel. So this is happening all right in this area. This is the place where Jesus has blessed the fish and the bread. After he blessed that, he went out to the mountain. We're going up next. That's Mount of the Beatitudes. Okay, so this is the place of the miracle. We will go inside the church. Inside the church, we're not supposed to talk. I will show you and explain to you everything. As we go inside the church, there is an altar. Under the altar, there is a rock. And that rock, that's actually where Jesus stood. And also that was the first century church in there too. If you look above on the altar, above the cross, there is a cross on the wall. Above the cross, there is one stone different than all of them. It is also from the first century church. And then I will point to you to the right. To the left. And there you will see a glass, and on the glass is sitting the first century church foundation. So in this place, actually, you're gonna go back to the history where Jesus happened. In this actual place, this is where the miracle happened. Questions?
My question is far away from when he started performing miracles. Like this place from where he was staying with Peter.
No. Actually, Jesus spent 3 years of his ministry on the Sea of Galilee. In this area has performed many of the miracles. Let's go back to some of the miracles. One of the miracles, Jesus was walking on the water. When the disciples saw him, they was afraid. Another miracle, I'm not giving you the miracle in order, I'm just giving you in general. Another miracle where Jesus was in the boat, sleeping, and the disciple with him, and the wind started getting stronger, not normal wind, heavy wind. And the disciples start screaming, "Master, Master, we're gonna sink." They don't know that Jesus is in the boat sleeping. When he's sleeping, he's relaxing. So he got up and he stood and he raised his arm and the wind died. And the disciple says, "Who is this man that the wind and the water obey his words?" Another miracle, when Jesus asked the disciple, "What have we have to eat? What do you have to eat?" Peter replied, "We've been fishing all night, we have nothing." And he told him to throw the net into the right. As soon as he threw it to the right, the boat almost sank. Right on the Sea of Galilee area, where he healed the lepers, where he cast the evil spirit from the man who was tied to the trees. He healed the sick when they opened the roof of Capernaum, because it was so crowded, there was no place to enter. The people was crowded, so they went on the roof, they opened the roof and they lowered him. And he said, your faith has healed you. Get up and walk. When he was walking on the shore, and he saw the disciples, Peter, John, James, a fisherman living in Capernaum. At that time, when a fisherman have a boat, it's rich, he said, follow me. Become a fishers of men. They left their boats and they follow him. So this area, 3 years of his ministry, happened right in here. You have many miracles also. You got Capernaum, Cana, the wine at the wedding. That also happened in there. So the miracle of Jesus, actually, there are many of them. Any other question? Yes.
Have you ever to go and see the mountain of Atlantis?
Which mountain? The Beatitudes?
Yes.
We are going to the mountain of the Beatitudes. Any questions?
Are we allowed to take pictures inside?
Yes.